All right, kia ora YouTube, welcome back to another video. Now today we're going to try something a little bit different because it's currently New Zealand Music Month and Asian American Pacific Islander Month. So I thought I'd fuse those two things together to highlight a really awesome New Zealand Pacific Island band for anyone who is a fan of alien weaponry, and that is Shepherd's Reign. Look, if you have not heard of this band and you're a fan of alien weaponry, you need to sort that out right now. They are a band based out of Auckland here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and the same way that alien weaponry sing in te reo Māori, the Māori language, Shepherd's Reign do the same thing for Samoan people. So they are of predominantly Samoan heritage. I thought I'd react to their Nafanua video. Now the song itself I have actually heard, but I've never seen the video, so I thought we'd check that out together today. One of my favorite things about this band is their logo. I think it's genius. It's supposed to represent the ulalei, in te reo Māori might be the rei niho, which is basically the teeth necklaces. As an ex-design student, that's what I did before I joined Alien Weaponry. I think it's one of the best band logos ever. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. Nafanua, official video by Shepherd's Reign. So firstly, off the bat, we got to talk about their hair, okay? Pacific Islanders, Polynesians, we have a lot of hair. And for anyone who's been a fan of Alien Weaponry long enough will know that when I joined Alien Weaponry, I had hair like this and people used to joke around like, dude, you should be playing in Shepherd's Reign, not Alien Weaponry with hair like that. I'll put a picture up on the screen for anyone who doesn't know. One thing I love, is having bands out there with this kind of hair, repping their hair. In the heavy metal world, we're so used to seeing the long blonde hair, the long black hair, not the big curly, thick, dense hair. And these boys, they rock it so well. Let me bring this back here a little bit. Can we talk about how stunning this imagery is? This traditional clothing, Samoan dress. Of course, I'm Māori, so I'm not exactly familiar with things Samoan. We share a lot of similarities, being a people of the Polynesian connection. So maybe this is a point of education for some people. Like, Māori are Polynesians, okay? And this is something that we see a lot that causes a lot of discussion or debate, is that lots of people don't realize that Māori are Polynesian, or lots of Māori don't even like to identify as Polynesian. Now, there's a few approaches to this. If you're approaching it from the perspective that the term Polynesian is a classification given to us by Europeans, by a Western classification system, and you don't want to abide by that classification system, all power to you. However, if you call other Pacific Island cultures Polynesian, but you exclude Māori, then unfortunately you're just wrong, because the Polynesian Triangle, which stretches from Hawaii to Rapa Nui over on Easter Island and Aotearoa at the bottom, are all part of the Polynesian subgroups. What that means is essentially, we're much closer related than a lot of people realize. You know, Maori, Samoan, Hawaiian, Tahitian, Cook Islanders, you know, the Easter Islanders, and everything else in between are and share a lot of cultural similarities in the language, in our marking traditions. And so our things like our clothing and our weaving all share these common points. It's awesome seeing this kind of representation for Samoan, I suppose, in a genre as well. Anyone who's belongs to a Pacific Island peoples will know that heavy metal is not the genre of our people, so to speak. So it's awesome to see more and more bands making music like this from our people like this. Now, here's something that definitely differs between the other island cultures and Maoridom, for example, is fire spinning. Now, Maori don't really have fire spinning, and so it's one of those things that is relatively unique to the other islands within the Pacific Island cultures, and particularly Samoa. I've seen it done in other places. Now, whether it's traditionally done in other places, I don't know, or whether they've adopted it, but Samoa is definitely one of those places that, like, when I think of fire spinning, that's a people that I think of it, and it's just heavy metal, you know what I mean? It's one of those things that it works so good, both it being a cultural representation, but then it also just works so well in heavy metal. And then the other thing, which you could just hear in the background there, let's go back a little bit. I wouldn't know what they're called, but the traditional Samoan drum, man, it's such a cool sound. They got another song, I think it's Alamai, that uses those in the beginning, and it's a very, very cool sound. And I think it works really well because it's a much higher pitch, right? It's a high pitch percussion sound, so it helps cut through that heavy mix of a heavy metal song. In a similar way that we like to use taonga puoro or traditional Maori flutes, because that high whistling sound of the flutes helps cut over the really harsh, heavy end of a heavy metal song. So. So sick, right? I mean, come on. If you haven't listened to that and you ain't already in love with the band, come on, man. You gotta sort that out. Look, such a cool song, such a cool band. Awesome imagery, awesome representation for Pacific Island peoples. Even though, of course, they do specifically represent Samoa, there's something there for everyone who is looking for and loves things Polynesia. One other thing I love about the band too is the melody. Like, from a musical perspective, I think it's such an awesome band. Not that they had one in this song, but one of the things that for me as a guitar player loves about this band that you know, unfortunately we don't have in our band is two guitars. And I think the guitar harmony and the guitar solos that come out of Shepherd's Reign as well are grade A, and it's one of my favorite things about the band. There's so much beautiful melody, and even for the bro who sings, you know, aggressive low voice, there's some beautiful melody in there, you know, Nafanua, like that's such a cool melody. And but bro's, you know, he relatively stays in this low heavy sound. I just think it's an awesome band. And for New Zealand Music Month and Asian American Pacific Islander Month, if you want to support some really talented musicians, go and check out Shepherd's Reign. Thanks for watching.